Oh, yeah.
Blurred Survival Guide Season 3, baby.
At Blurred Activists.
At Spat Dancing Blurred. We are back for another season of fun and love and all the things. Let's go. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. We got everything you need. Jeremy and Jay, a hell of a team. Comics, news, and everything in between. Birmingham, we own the scene. Come on and let's have a blast with the Black Nerds and their Black Podcast. This is a guide to help you last. We got some topics to unmask. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us. Enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1. We going live. Appreciate you, Nick, for creating the beat and the lyrics and helping us out, buddy. Another Marbury production.
Shout out Marbury.
Thank you for your service. Come along and sing along all your hopes and dreams. One piece.
Together we can find the perfect thing
that we're looking for.
I think one of my favorite things is all of the different
Theme songs?
opening songs that you
All like
get.
36 of them.
That you get I think
Get a whole One Piece double album.
Real deal is inspired our podcast, bro. Because like we do
really could.
change up the theme song for a podcast.
Yeah, we're an anime podcast. That's at that point.
Yeah.
That's what I try to. That's what I wanted to do.
Anime inspired
Should we have
podcast.
really dramatic endings that just have like us doing the Carlton as the outro?
I kind of do that.
Should we
except for our theme
recast the
songs.
last episode at the beginning of every episode?
I would love. We should do. I think Blurred Survival Guide. We should definitely do that.
Jay has a meltdown. Jeremy doesn't know when to speak, and things happen.
All the
Tune in
things.
next time. All the things on Blurred Survival Guide.
Believe it, king of the podcast.
That was good.
We should do that.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I'd be game for it.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Blurred
Welcome back,
Survival Guide.
everybody.
Yeah, we had to take a break because that boys episode was just too powerful. We had to let y'all marinate on that
Oh
one.
God.
Woo. But
God.
yeah, after that week of vulgarity and whatnot and so forth and all the things, we're
It
back.
gave Jeremy COVID.
It definitely did. I was
It
out.
was so dirty.
You got too close to the deep, bro. That was
So
exactly
close.
what happened.
Too close. But yeah, we're back.
We're back. And we got a good conversation for everybody
Yeah,
today. It's a group conversation.
Yeah, everybody's
Because
here.
everybody is at a point in a show that we all love.
Yeah, but before we get into it, Jay, Miriam, Ryan, how y'all doing? I missed y'all. It's
Man,
been a
I'm
week.
good.
I didn't see y'all.
I'm good. It's been a good week.
Yeah.
It's been a great week leading into this
You
week.
were out of town. Both y'all were out of town.
Yeah,
How
I
was
took an
that?
adventure to DC.
Yeah.
Went up there, got to see our favorite city. It was a milestone for us. Like we hadn't been there together, and as well as I got to present at my first like national conference of all
National.
of all things. So that was
yeah.
really dope. That was really dope. Yeah, it was at the National Alliance to End Homelessness.
You have to give me like the spark notes of that presentation later.
Yeah, it was about
I'm
being
interested.
really
Yeah.
cool. I'll be happy to tell you about it.
A pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I got to present about trauma-informed organizations and nonprofit stuff.
Did you get money?
They paid for my flight and my hotel, so that was
bad, but not you. Did you get money? Did you, as your organization, get money, or the organization get money for to help
no. It was
in homelessness? I should say.
no. We didn't get money from that, but it's always a good opportunity to publicize about the organization as well as promote myself, because that was it was a combination of both. It's
Cool.
Yes, this is the organization I work for. Yes, this is what I as an individual know about. So it's kind of both,
Okay, Cool. Very cool.
So that was great. We spent the week up in DC after that. Got to visit with some of Miriam's friends and go to some cool spots.
Very
Had some
Yeah,
good
so
food.
how was your experience up
It
there?
was great. I got to see two of my friends that I don't get to see very often because they live in DC. One who I hadn't seen in about a year, and the other I hadn't seen for 3 years. So shout out to Kirsten and Carolyn. Love you both very much.
Send them the episode personally so they can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan,
they're
did
both
you?
cool friends.
Did you go to DC?
I did not go to DC.
Hey, neither did I, so it's okay. What you do? Catch us up.
I was here enjoying some much needed respite after the World Games.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Again, so glad that's done. But I just hung out. I started working on like Blender stuff and working in Unreal.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just taking
Oh,
some
wow.
time.
Oh.
Give us a rundown. You have to give us a rundown.
Any new characters or visuals that you can see?
I am currently making a donut.
Cool.
Yeah, you are.
There's-
Make that donut,
There's a
baby.
guy that does a tutorial series where you make a donut and it takes you through every single part of Blender. And I've been like working on it and like learning the program for a minute. I just had never sat down and made myself do that tutorial. And I finally this week started going through it, and it's been cool.
Very nice.
That's really awesome.
I feel myself making my way up that learning curve, so it
Yeah.
feels nice.
YouTube University?
YouTube University.
Hell yeah.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
For those of the audience that don't know what Blender is, could you give them a brief description?
Blender is a 3D modeling and animation software that is free to use for the public. You can
Sponsor us, Blender.
sponsor us.
Police.
But you just download it and then get started, and it's really cool. Same with Unreal Engine. It is the engine that is made to use Fortnite.
Oh, cool.
And 90% of AAA games that are coming out from here on are going to be made in Unreal Engine. Like Cyberpunk. I'm pretty sure Destiny is now on Unreal Engine as well.
God of War isn't.
I'm not sure. That's why I didn't say
Yeah.
more, but I wouldn't be
I
surprised. if
think
they
it
used
is.
See, those caliber
it's-
games are starting to
yeah.
get more and more on Unreal Engine.
I know that
It's a very
the
easy to use, and it's free until you break $1 million profit. So
I know like
And then
Demon
you pay
Souls
them,
and
like,
Demon Slayer and those games are made on Unreal,
Elden Ring,
and like those are all like the among the most popular
Yeah.
games in the world.
Black Magic,
Which baby?
Wukong,
Yeah.
as well. The Chinese mythology game that's coming.
Mm.
It's also an Unreal Engine project.
I feel like JD knows about that. I'll have to ask him about it.
The snow in that alone is ridiculously rendered. It's so realistic. it's scary. It's like when you used to play old games and look at the water and it like wouldn't move.
Yeah.
Now it's moving so much that you're like, ah.
Yeah,
I get motion sickness just watching it.
bro.
That's been it. And then
I love water.
you got One Piece
Water
left.
animation,
Oh,
like
good.
good water animation. I'm just saying,
Everybody
is
should love
something,
water. No,
bro.
you're right.
Like,
You're right though.
like for real, like
Right.
I'm not gonna get to it yet, but like the first time I saw the water that was animated in like the Pokemon movie with like Lugia and Zapdos and all that, I was like, wait a minute, something different about this water here.
It's
Like,
time with water.
it ain't especially in anime, bro. Like water be just looking so delicious.
It has to.
Like you're like, this is the source of all life for a reason.
I mean, the you can definitely tell in like One Piece, and that's kind of getting to the episode. The water, the ocean,
Yeah.
like it goes
It's a
from like a
character.
still water to movement to.
Yeah.
I think once we get to Skypiea arc and we see that water
Game-
for the first
bro,
time, game changing water.
Game changing water.
Changing water.
Let's
The
get-
drip is real, bro.
This.
Oh, I appreciate it. Nah, man, no.
One Piece. Let's get into it. Any more dad jokes? Might hurt myself.
Yeah, man. So clearly we're talking about One Piece today. We've got a few topics.
First of all,
Hey,
the
Byron.
entire group has made it past the time skip part.
I will give a fair warning. I was watching as Jay was watching, and sometimes we're not together, and he watches One Piece. So I've seen like.
I'd say you have seen a solid 3/4 of pre-time skip.
Yeah, that's true, because I have watched like
And
the beginning.
And now, like post-time skip, when they have like gone back, we got a light gone out here in the studio. Everyone's reacting to it, just so y'all know. But as we have gone
Cameras
back, or as we have moved forward, there have been the flashbacks, right? and like the flashbacks have filled in a large majority of what
It's really hot.
Oh, just take it out. We'll not worry about that.
a large majority of what Miriam has like, needed.
Hey, we're good.
We'll survive.
It doesn't look bad.
We will survive.
Sorry for the interruption. Continue, Jay.
Yeah, so I mean that I'd say between the recaps post time skip and the watching that you have partaken in over the course of the pre-time skip viewing, then you would definitely.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like I said before,
You put it together.
The entire room has watched at least 580 episodes at this point.
That's
Combined, Ryan has watched is on a week by week basis
I am on a
and
week by
reading
week
the manga on a week by week basis. Jay is at 898, almost at 900 episodes. Jeremy is at 560, 570. Miriam is caught in there somewhere.
Yep.
Awesome. But yeah, we're all at a great point that we can finally talk. We hint on it a lot of the times. We mention it on other episodes. But we can finally talk about at least the first 550 episodes of One Piece. That's everything pre-time skip, from meeting Luffy and majority of the crew all the way up to Brooks and Marineford and Impel Down. And yeah.
That's about right. Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right. So
Favorite moments.
Favorite moments.
Favorite moments.
So, I mean, the first time I think you talked about it, like, the first time you meet Luffy is, like, when he pops out of the freaking barrel in, like, the most iconic fashion. And I think that's...
What an entrance.
I mean,
First off,
for you to meet your main character in this way, I mean, I think it's just, like,
essential, like, pirate, first and foremost. He's just, my man is
stowing away on,
on somebody else's ship
on
in
a
a
random
barrel.
ship, and he has no clue where he's at.
Wakes up.
He took a nap. Like, because he's like, oh, I can't float, I can't swim, so I'm going to take a nap in a barrel.
We find out how he gets in that barrel way down the line, but we still figure out
Right.
why he got in that barrel in the first place. But I mean, that from him, like meeting Kobe, and we seeing that like Luffy is just this pure of heart kind of kid who's just like, hey, if you don't want to be on this ship, just get off
The
the
fact that
ship.
Homeboy is 17 at this point, like this is like the first time you meet him. He's like, oh, I'm 17. I've left my main island. Like everything is going. Like I can start on my plan
My
to
plan
be
is to
king
be-
of the pirates.
yeah,
like
I'm
how do you start with such ambition?
Hey, Luffy, what are you gonna do with your life? I'm gonna be king of the pirates. How old are you?
17.
That Phoenix the first time. Aren't you a little young to be king of the pirates? Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
And like he's so inspiring from like the way that he inspires Kobe from the jump. He's just like Kobe's like Luffy's so cool, man. I just want to be in the Marines, but Luffy. Really
God.
though. So I think that's like one of my first favorite moments. I mean, like you can't like. I feel like it's just like one of the best introductions that you get to a MC like, in anime. Honestly,
It's one of the most like joyous, I think.
Right.
Because everyone else is like,
He's
you-
like, all right, cool.
because everyone else has a tragic backstory.
Yeah, but, like Ichigo doesn't, because
Sure.
he's just a really strong kid that likes helping people.
Sure.
That can see
Sure.
ghosts.
I would say like
And like,
But his
Goku-
grandfather's dying.
I would say
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
his
would also
grand-
say-
That's not
yeah.
like when you meet the first time you meet Ichigo, it's just him walking down the street.
Right.
Just like, I'm a high school kid. That's a ghost. Go away, ghost.
I was gonna say I would almost say the same thing for Izuku Midoriya in My Hero Academia. Like he's just walking down the street about to go to high school. Like well he's in 8th grade with Bakugo and like he's just
Sure.
walking down the street and just he's used to everyone having powers.
But he wants powers.
Yeah, he wants powers,
Yeah.
but it's nothing like tragic at this point.
I mean, it's tragic because he's like
You
he's
just
like
kinda feel bad for
I mean,
him.
well,
Yeah.
he's the 1%. Literally, like 98% of the entire world has a freaking
Has
quirk.
some kind of quirk.
And he's like, I'm
Syndrome would
different.
love that world.
Bruh, Syndrome would love that world.
So, he would be in well, he probably wouldn't have quirks, but he'd be in that like the building.
Yeah, he'd be the tech.
Yeah,
He'd be all about it. He'd be all about it.
And he'd probably be a hero.
He might
Hopefully.
be.
I would hope so. Or he wouldn't, because he'd just be obsessed with All Might.
Or the fact that he doesn't have a
That or
quirk.
like if
He's like, why am I so different?
If,
Yeah.
if Mr. Incredible was in that world with him, it's like, yeah, go home, buddy. He was like, sir.
Yeah,
Sir.
with Syndromes, like he'd end up with one of the superheroes, so it would be like, no, you need to go home. Bro. Like you're not supposed to be here. Best Genius or something like that.
I'd say I think there's a lot of similarities between Luffy and Midoriya, and just
Funky
how like
personality.
that and like how they're both kind of like they're still the emotional center of their respective
Group.
groups.
Yeah.
They both like have a lot of stakes behind them. And
Yeah.
like a lot of like there's a lot riding on Midoriya not screwing up. Just
Yeah.
like there's a lot riding on Luffy not screwing up.
I think Midoriya is more aware of that, though. Luffy is.
Luffy's aware, but he doesn't care. Luffy wants.
He wants what he wants. His whole thing is freedom, right? Like he's like, I want to be.
And he wants it all. Like, and he says, and this does get said 3 times skip. So this is not a spoiler. Well, this is a spoiler if you haven't seen it. But he says that he wants to make a world where all of his friends can eat
Yeah,
as much as they want.
yeah,
And so that is what he is concerned about.
yeah. That's exactly. And Midoriya is a little bit. His
Midoriya's
sense of justice is a
about not
bit
breaking
more.
his body- his
I mean, he
bone.
wants to be the greatest hero of all time, and that sense of justice is much more. Is much heavier than being the king of the pirates.
But also physically, him trying not to break his entire body. Compared to Luffy, who can literally...
Who doesn't care if he
Yeah,
breaks
yeah.
his entire body?
Because he kind of can at this point with his double fruit powers.
He can still
hurt himself.
Oh, he's vulnerable.
Well, he's vulnerable, but it's not as
He's
vulnerable
gonna
as
hit him real
Midoriya.
hard.
Yeah, I would say not as vulnerable as Midoriya. Midoriya, like he hurts himself.
Yeah. He's definitely much more. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He had to train himself up.
So
to
are you
this
saying
thing.
that he has more at stake?
Midoriya?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Midoriya has more at stake because he's not as.
He was a quirkless boy who ended up with the strongest quirk.
The quirk.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like Luffy, I mean, yeah, he has a Logia fruit power, which is it's Logia fruit, right? Like because his body like transforms, right? That's the,
No. He is a he's a Paramecia.
He's a Paramecia type.
Logias are more like nature.
Okay.
Like how Kiji is a Logia.
Right.
Ace was.
Ace was a Logia.
Blackbeard.
Kizaru. Blackbeard is.
I mean, he's something different now, anyway.
Now, but at first.
No, Blackbeard is a Logia, and he has.
He has two. He
has two. I think he has a Logia and a Paramecia. Because I think the Dark Fruit was a.
Paramecia? Because like the Logia that would be Whitebeard because it causes the quakes.
The earthquakes.
Yeah, and so that would be more nature involved.
I know because you don't meet a lot of zone fruits until Enies Lobby, and then that is all you see.
Friggin' like
every single one of them.
Like friggin' Rob Lucci with his damn
the
tiger, but like homeboy with like the giraffe.
Kaku.
That's the giraffe, man.
Yeah.
Like with the
betrayal of the century.
Man, that moment had me so shook. I was not ready for it.
I was like, dang, go be a shipwright. Nah, I'm gonna be evil. Come on,
right?
Come on,
right?
fam.
Like help us build the ship.
Come on,
like
fam.
I think that's the. I think that might be my second favorite. I think that's my second favorite moment for sure.
Which one?
Going Mary.
Oh,
the death of the Going Mary, man.
Man, yeah.
Like I mean, I know it's sad, and I know
like lead up to it,
but like the fight between Usopp and Luffy, man, like that whole and then
I would say that's one of my personal favorite moments, even though it was a hard moment to watch. Was the fight between Usopp and Luffy,
right?
And Usopp, I mean, you know, Usopp was gonna lose, but like
but
the
like,
fight that he put up against Luffy,
like you didn't expect him to put up that much of a fight.
No,
exactly.
He was definitely a challenge at first.
Because Luffy
wasn't like Luffy did not want to fight him.
Yeah, but say Luffy didn't want. That's why he was a challenger first, because Luffy didn't want to fight him. And then,
he didn't think that he would
It
come prepared,
it
bro.
took
Like,
one like real gum pistol for him to get put down.
Yeah.
And like you could tell Luffy was like, that was.
He still wanted to hold it down.
Yeah,
Like,
it didn't twist up like as much as it usually would.
Yeah.
You know, so.
for sure,
man. But yeah, that's one of mine that like it hurt me, but it was like, damn, this is.
That's the one that I made the TikTok that I was happy as hell with. I was like, man, because I wasn't ready.
You cry after that.
I wasn't ready,
especially after you learn that ships can become sentient if they feel
if they're loved enough.
Yeah,
it was actually a part of the crew.
Yeah,
and it was building itself back up, and
especially when like they're like giving it its funeral, and like then you see like you actually see Mary, and she's like, "Thanks, bye,
peace." Peace.
And the whole crew just sitting there bawling their eyes. Oh my god.
That brings us to one of my favorite moments is when they get the Sunny.
Bruh.
That like building sequence of Frankie and
Iceberg
and the rest of the shipwrights where they're like, "We gonna build your super vessel," and they get it done. That brought a lot of joy to my heart.
We're gonna do it for free.
And we're gonna do it for free. for free.
Bro, Nami was just like, I'm sorry? What?
Well, I mean, like they spend like a solid amount of time trying to pay for a ship to get fixed and built.
Also,
like,
because they had all that money. Where did they get all that money from? Like all the gold and stuff?
It was
It was at like those 3 suitcases.
it was a
or those
reward. It was a reward
from,
for
Skypiea, wasn't it?
yeah.
from it was Skypiea because like they went to the native
They
people's
got-
like gold
and they were
city
like,
of gold
hey,
basically.
just take everything that you can handle because we don't need it. And
Bro, when he
the
rang
Canadian,
the
Canadians
bell
of
at
it.
Skypiea, when he rang the bell
You
at
see his shadow on the
Skypiea,
ground.
and everybody hears it, and you're just like, "What the shit?" You know,
What is this?
I mean,
What's
like
going on?
there are so many signs throughout
What is going on?
the like pre-time skip arcs that you see Luffy's greatness, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, so
I cannot stress to you how important that is.
right.
That entire arc.
Skypiea art?
Skypiea.
So many people learn about him through it because of
Through
it.
like
You get introduced to Blackbeard's crew. You get introduced to Dressrosa, motherfucker. Like
Doflamingo.
yeah,
Yep.
Which was, I think that is, of like the pre-time skip moments, I think that is probably one of the most important. Because that, like, you don't, until that point, you know that there are stronger people out there. Like,
Right.
you meet, like, you've already, like, you've seen Crocodile, like, that was cool. But, like, you don't, like, when you
you don't know the levels.
There, like, because Doflamingo would dog watch Crocodile, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like getting to meet him and him kind of just like looking at these people that have been terrorizing like a town,
And he's just
being like,
casual.
all right, it's like I gave you a rule, you broke my rule.
Yep.
Y'all aren't worthy of this new era. Which
Freaking-
was great. And then meeting Blackbeard and them having that conversation about dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sets it up as like, these are your, he's like, this is your protagonist, this is your
It
antagonist,
was
have fun.
kind of cool because it was just like the kind of twist on it because I didn't even realize that was going to be like he was going to be that big of a villain until he was like recognized as Blackbeard. It's like, oh look, this big dude was like actually supporting Luffy and Zoro. And it's like, hey, the era of new pirates and new world is still going to happen. Don't think about what Homeboy just said. You're good.
Really though.
The part that starts to like foreshadow that is when they sit down and eat the pie.
Mm-hmm.
Blackbeard
On their
loves
opposite,
the pie.
yeah, and Luffy hates it.
the pie.
Yeah.
The only thing that they have really in common is that they both believe in dreams.
Right.
And you can see like when he's like yelling about that on the street and Luffy just kind of looks at him, you can tell that. And like Luffy's already like not happy because people are making fun of his dream, but you can tell that he's like, there is something not right about this man.
Right.
And like you don't know, like he doesn't know why.
No.
But like you can tell
There's
just,
an
like,
air
Until we get some
about-
Marine
there's
Ford
an
and
air
we see
about
like
him.
until we get
so
some Marine
you like
Ford.
find out more.
Yeah.
Like, oof.
Yeah.
I think that
Say meeting Ace is my next.
The first time we meet Ace?
The first time you meet Ace as like when he's like Ace.
Yeah.
talking about like it's in Alabasta,
In
right? Like that was the
Alabasta,
first time we meet
And
Ace.
you're
Like
that's your brother,
right,
Like, yeah.
right. And the
Just
lore,
like-
the lore of the brothers, like when they
Yeah.
start that,
Oh,
like
man.
of him,
All three of
Sabo,
them.
and Ace,
Yeah.
which I just love that it's LSD. Can I just say that? Like it's
Luffy
like
Sabo. Wait. Yeah, that was right. Track nine.
and no, it's ASL, not LSD. It's
Yeah,
ASL.
it
Like,
is ASL, yeah.
Which I think is
Ace, Sabo,
also
and Luffy.
yeah, but they're all like D. The D is there still.
Yeah.
The D is there.
The clan of the D is hilarious to me, but I'm a child, so it's going to be. I think meeting Ace when we meet Ace and you knowing how like him just talking about how strong he is,
Yeah.
and then him just being an absolute nutcase and just being like, all right,
I'll fight
Cool.
a whole crew. I'll
Everybody.
fight everybody at once. I don't care. I'll just fly around like a fire
which
demon
like,
and
does
cut
end up
your ship
costing
in
him
half.
his entire life when Akainu turns him into a donut. But like
You
That
did
was
not
wrong.
need to call
That
him
was
a
wrong.
donut. You did
Just because you're
not.
making a donut on Blender don't mean you need to be calling folks donut. That's just mean. But
I mean, he does. He literally does.
Bruh.
hole in one.
Oh,
Ace.
shut up.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so hurt with your lack of
I'm about to put you.
the death
You about to
of
be in
Ace.
timeout.
Just because you watched it forever ago.
I've watched that recently.
I know that he's gone back and rewatched.
Emotional
Literally,
damage.
the amount, bro. His Luffy's PTSD cannot be understated.
When I tell y'all, Jeremy sent me a Snapchat one night, like, of Ace breaking out. And it was the last thing of, like, that moment in the episode, like, right before Ace dies, when they have their, like, brotherly love. Ace is like, I'm free. And, like, he has this whole, like, fire moment in the sky.
Yeah.
Jeremy sent me a Snapchat of Ace in the air. Was like, let's go. And I did not respond. Because there was just no way.
You know.
I know about 5 minutes later, and I'm so glad you stopped and did not end your night.
Emotional damage.
You end your night there, but I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
you didn't? I mean, it wasn't the last thing you watched? Because I don't know if I would have slept that night. I would have kept watching.
I watched it until I couldn't watch anymore, like because I went to sleep.
I feel you.
And then I think I don't think I'll take. I'm just
What are
saying
you,
on
who
that.
are you talking to?
At that point, yeah, no, that.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. But no, like I watched all the way up till that point that I snapped Brian. Then, like I probably watched until I couldn't watch anymore. Went to sleep. I probably didn't snap anybody until after all of that happened, all the shebang and the donut and everything. And it was
Okay.
like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, like, you
First, like
get
that's
the new
another-
world shape.
Yeah.
The
No,
new
but-
world starts to take shape, bro.
But to,
Like, at
but
that
to throw
moment.
back, but to throw back to like just the little moments that all congregate into one big moment. It's just Luffy casually mentioning who all of the men in his family are, and it's like, oh yeah, this is my brother who also happens to be one badass pirate for one of the badass pirates. And all of
Crews
this,
and all-
yeah. But then also my granddad, who just so happens to be an admiral in the Marines, and then also my dad, who's
Vice
also
Admiral, he's not an admiral.
he is a vice admiral. He's a vice admiral in the Marines, but then
He
also
could have been an admiral if he
refuses
wanted
be an
to.
admiral.
He could have been.
But
hates the
also-
Celestial dragons.
Yeah.
but also my father, who was the leader of the revolution.
Like the greatness that's within him, and it's a lot like Naruto in this way, right? Like the greatness that precedes him is so apparent in there, and it's like within his genetics to be a leader, to be a conqueror, to be a king, and but he never had them as positive influences in his life because he doesn't look at his grandfather as a positive influence.
I'd say he looks at Garp as a positive influence.
You think so?
They just follow.
He
He just wants to be a pirate, and Garp does not. Garp wouldn't have trained him.
This man beat his grandchild.
No, it was love
Pretty
taps.
much.
He beat him with love.
Like he was trying to make him strong, like the same way he treated Ace, because he knew Ace was Roger's son.
Right.
So he had to
What?
he had to make them as strong as they are.
Yeah.
Like there was no you could not be in that family, especially it being Garp, and he's already a target.
Sure.
So his family has to be ready to go at any time.
Yeah, I hear you, but they don't have a good relationship. He ain't really happy. But that's,
No.
I mean,
He's
that's
not happy Luffy's a pirate.
and they're not happy. Luffy's not happy that his granddad's an admiral.
Vice Admiral,
right? Like
yeah.
But I think they love each other.
They respect each other and they love each other.
I mean, Garp
they might love each other, but they don't like each other. That's what I mean.
But also,
most
Garp
families.
wouldn't have reacted. Garp didn't like his grandkids being pirates, but Garp also wouldn't have reacted like he did. And
Hey, Marineford.
At Marineford.
When he was about to take down Aokiji?
Akainu.
Akainu, my bad. Yeah.
Aokiji is the Iceman.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird names.
When Sengoku had to stop him and be like, "Hey,
He said, "Are you gonna slow down, my man?"
now is not the
You
time."
not-
let
Because
me-
Garp was about to murder Akainu.
Yeah.
He was gonna be on a T-shirt. Garp was no.
Forget a poster. He was about to be in a whole team.
And then you're talking about the point after Ace is dead.
After Ace is dead.
Yeah.
When Garp,
Garp was about to run and was just like, "No, I'm about to save
Garp
my
was heading down there.
I'm gonna save my other grandson. You killed one. I'm not gonna save the other
Goku's
one."
like, no,
Yeah.
you can't.
If you want to keep your position in Marines, do not run any further.
Because
He was like, because I mean, you hear Garp say, when he was on the ground, he was like, "I'm glad you're on me right now because he would be dead if you're not."
Right.
And you see, you even see Garp's reaction to Luffy coming in when Sengoku goes, "Garp, it's your family again," and he's like, "God damn it!" It's not like a. I hate my family. It's just why? Why are you here?
Go home, please.
Please.
Bro, how about Luffy's entrance to Marineford though?
Falling
Falling out the sky, bro.
Holding the beam.
He's just like,
Oh yeah.
he just flies out of nowhere. And Ace is like, same reaction as Garp. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing
Why are
here?"
you here?
Of all people, Luffy go home. Dear God. He's not knowing that Luffy
completely he is not completely unaware because he's like, I heard that you might have been at Impel Down when I was there.
Yeah, but also he doesn't know that Luffy has also at this point lost his entire crew from Sabo.
No, not at all.
So that's also another moment that that gets me is that fight.
Kuma boop boop boop. He just booping him on the nose like gone.
Yep.
And Luffy can't. Luffy just like
him writhing on the ground is what gets me. That's
begging for him to stop.
I'm
excited for them
to watch it.
And it hasn't happened yet, but I'm excited for them to meet Kuma again and for them to be like, well, thank you, kind of.
Right, because
the first episode after the time skip happens, like when they come up on the Kuma bot.
Yeah, he's guarding the.
Yeah, what are the pacifistas? The pacifistas,
like his final order was to protect the ship,
which is just the coolest shit. It's like the coolest, 2 years of him just sitting diligently. Like, you're not gonna fuck.
He also all busted up and everything after 2 years, so it's like he protected the hell out of that ship.
People were trying to take the Sonic, and I'm sure many a supernova tried to come in.
Bro, I mean, this ship is made from the God Tree, and has 5 different settings for how it works.
Well, it was 4 at that time.
The Kuda burst is one of my favorite things.
The best freaking thing that you could put on a ship. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It's just and it builds on the Skypiea thing.
I'm gonna say we're building
this is
on
where
everything that we've learned.
This is where we were inspired, right? This is oh, your ship flew. Wait a minute. Oh, we're gonna do it for real deal now.
We can control where it goes in the air.
Staying on Saba Odi got 2 is meeting meeting the entire worst generation.
Yeah,
because they all get there at the same time with plot devices. But getting to meet Law and Kid. And the rest of everybody, especially after hearing about them. And
all these people have over $100,000 berry bounties and all that.
Well, it's just these are your peers, Luffy, and that's what.
Well, it's also funny because they're Ace's age. Kid and Law are both rookies
20?
with Ace.
Fascinating.
That just also shows you how strong.
What
Ace
levels?
was.
There's different levels.
They had to work up to get to that point.
But all of them are 20 though.
But I wonder.
Part. Oh my god!
It really matters what devil fruit power at this point, between the 3 of them that they get, because that makes them kind of popular. Because Ace has this fiery, flashy devil fruit power. That
but then Kid is Magneto.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Kid
But
is Magneto.
It's not as flashy because he can't fly and stuff like that.
But him don't need to be flashy. Him just say, "I'm gonna take all your weapons and use them as a hammer."
But I'm telling you that adds to the value that they have, Ace definitely has a higher bounty.
Oh yeah.
So because of
that's why Luffy has a higher bounty. Well, Luffy is also just Luffy.
It's cool meeting them because you get the feeling that they're going to be around and they all feel important. It doesn't feel like.
I was ready for Kid to be more important than Law, and then not.
Kid was originally supposed to be more important than Law, but everybody loves Law.
Interesting.
Kid becomes important again.
Okay.
Okay.
He did what he did in the New World.
End up being a pirate rival for Luffy.
That's cool.
That's kind of
that makes sense though, because Law becomes the ally, right?
Yeah.
They're
not
they have
but they're going to fight
sure
on site all the time. After One Piece is the story is done and it is continuing on. It is going to be. There's going to be stories of encounters of the Straw Hat Pirates and the Kid Pirates.
Sure.
Just throwing down.
That sounds exciting.
And I think that's because it happens with the other Yonko, and the other great pirates just fought each other.
Because Homeboy that's with the other pirate lord, the other Emperor of the Sea, one of the pirate emperors, Kaido, the one that's with Kaido that's hanging out with Law and all them. And with all the celestial dragons and everything. Yeah, him.
Apu.
Yeah, because
and Hawkins.
Yeah, with the things on his eyes, with the triangles.
Yeah, but in that whole thing with Kid was created to be not the antithesis of Luffy because he's not a bad guy. He is a bad guy. They're all bad people. They're pirates.
Right.
But he was created just to counter him in a different way that Kobe's gonna counter Luffy.
I look forward to seeing how
like that's
Kobe
gonna be
happens.
great.
How Kobe like comes back into the picture at some point. It's
The
gonna
greatest
be-
glow up in all of anime.
Hockey, bruh.
The greatest glow up
Hockey.
in all of
I mean,
anime.
and he keeps glowing up too. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like he can like from the first episode to the Impel
Impel
down, like
Down.
where you see him, and then you see him
He's
again
like,
post
Luffy,
time
he
skip.
went from like Luffy to Luffy. It's me. It's like
Yeah. Like
Stephon.
Kobe and Luffy.
Yeah, straight up like
Stephon.
Kobe and
Stephon.
Luffy are gonna be what Garp and Roger were. They're just gonna fight, and they're gonna try to kill each other, but it's gonna be like I like you.
Bye.
Like you saw when like they first meet, and Luffy just punches him. And
Right.
it's not because he's like, oh, I'm mad at you. It's because you want to be a Marine. I'm a pirate.
I wanna
It's
be a pirate.
just gonna
That's
be
what,
what it
it's,
is.
it's what
I'm
it
just
is.
like, I'm gonna send the
It's
boundaries
mutual
with you.
respect
Yeah.
with understanding that we're different and we're against we're on the other side, two opposite sides of the coin.
But also speaking of punches, and like this is probably the next to last one before we move on to like characters and the other topic I can't remember.
I have one more too.
Yeah, but the hardest punch in anime history.
Bro, yes, thank you.
When it
for bringing
brings
it
it
up.
back to the
Bro,
manga,
bro, like
Ooh.
the amount of racism
Ooh.
that you're witnessing, and then this
Ooh.
man just comes in and just takes him out, bro.
He said, "Hold on, you shot my boy, my octopus
shot
boy.
my boy.
You shot my boy."
I shot my boy, and that was
And he
not
turned
it.
around and he was just like, that man warmed it up.
you hit that Henry Cavill for Mission Impossible.
But man, that punch, he was like, "What are you gonna do? Don't you can't touch me. I'm a lord." Da, 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 da.
So when Octopus was like, look, you don't do it.
Right.
Please. Just
Luffy
like,
just said, "Shut up," and just
like,
went.
Well,
Well, that
I mean,
punch
like-
literally went back to the manga. Like, I was.
It was so much justice in that
Yeah.
punch.
Yep.
And I'm just like, this is what had to happen. We need these power structures to be broken down, and Luffy's finna do it. He's like, I don't give a damn about who you think you
I
are,
don't care who you are.
but you're not finna mess with my clique. You better not. You're like, no.
Yeah.
Which like also led to us meeting one of the other admirals, like the only other admiral that we hadn't met to that point, Kizaru. That
The lightning dude,
The
the
lightning
light
king
guy,
lady?
the light guy.
like he's
Yeah.
With the cool ass voice.
man.
And, oh, hey, where my
I was
nephew
like
went?
that
God.
led us to meeting him, which also led us to meeting Dark King Rayleigh.
Right, true. Because there's the mutual respect between them two. Because like they know.
I don't think that's mutual.
Well,
respect. I
Rayleigh
think-
doesn't have respect for him, but
No,
like
but Kizaru, I think that's fear from Kizaru because
Fair.
Rayleigh is something serious.
I don't want to know what all he can do yet. 'Cause,
Really?
Yeah, like man, he's just
Rayleigh,
He's the doctor, brother.
Rayleigh's
You
an
know
old
he knows
man.
how to take somebody apart.
Rayleigh's just that wise old man that you don't mess with
No,
at this point.
No,
and you can
bro.
see, like, from as soon as he shows up, and Kizaru's like,
I don't want that. Like I don't want to deal
He
with
was,
that.
and he's the right hand of the king of the pirates. Like, you know he's a problem.
Yeah.
You want to know why I was right hand man? You want to find out?
I think I'm just going. I know we got to move on to the next topic, but I just got to talk about Nothing Happens. When Thriller Bark, which is my least favorite pre-time skip arc, but it has the best moment in my opinion. Pre-time skip is when Zoro takes Luffy's pain
Bruh.
and just stands there, and Sanji comes by. He's like,
G
"What happened?" He's
shit.
like, "Nothing."
Don't worry about it.
Some
Don't
G
worry
shit.
about it.
It's some
Nothing
G
happened.
shit right
Oh,
there.
He
bro.
just sitting there.
He's just arms crossed.
No, like
I
no,
got
like
this.
no words, just silence and stoicism, and man is just like I took this from my boy,
From my captain.
and people don't need to know. Like
I
no one
honestly-
needs to know.
I think that's why Kuma helped them. Because I think if Zoro hadn't taken it or like had died in that process, I don't think Kuma would have come back and been like, I need to send these people on their appropriate ways.
they
like,
need to
get
go where they
stronger.
need to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. I think that was like a test for that crew.
Right.
It was
Fair.
like he was like, all right. He's like, you want to?
Well, because that's still Kuma, right? Like that's
Yeah,
still the
that's
Kuma.
still-
Yeah,
that's-
he still has his
like that's,
personality.
and he's still with the revolution, right? Like he's still that's
Yeah.
his.
That was like his
he's a
next.
warlord and a revolutionary.
Yeah, but
Right,
that was his next
right.
to last moment before he went
Right.
to
So
the
like,
experiment done.
you
Yeah.
might be right
I think that was
because like that's like that
he knows
moment.
Luffy's dad, and I'm sure Dragon was like, he's like, put hands on him, but don't kill him.
Right. Like test him.
Yeah.
Like I need to know like if my son's worth a damn.
Yeah,
Because like he might be able to. I'm really interested to see how they're gonna like bring in the revolutionaries to within the Swano arc.
Keep
And like,
watching.
I know it's gonna be great, but like I need.
I haven't gotten to animating it yet, but
Ooh,
keep watching.
I want
You're not
them.
even
I want them
there.
to team up. Like I need them to have a team up.
We probably a minute away from that happening. If I'm being, that's probably
Because like the overthrowing
close
of the
to
world
end.
government is what's going to be central to everything. Like it has to happen. Like that's just like
Yeah.
like it has to because
I
like
don't- but I just
for
don't
them
know
to
if
have
it's
the
gonna
freedom
end-
that they want like that's the
Yeah, I just don't know
penultimate
if it'll be
aspect.
end, if that'll end this like series though, because I don't know if it'll end with Luffy and Blackbeard or because if it doesn't end with Luffy and Blackbeard, I'm fully expecting Luffy to come in and just stomp on every admiral, if he's already beat Blackbeard
Okay.
at this point.
At that point.
At that point, when
Yeah.
Luffy beats Blackbeard, nobody like there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be hard pressed to touch him.
Well, yeah, he's freaking. It's got a dark fruit like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna be-
that's some intimidating ass.
Yeah, but like if
Shit.
Luffy beats Blackbeard and then they have to fight the world government, he's gonna look at Akainu and be like, "Bet, that's it." He's already like, it's going to be. It's like it has to come. I think.
I mean,
that has to
it'll
come
be,
first.
and Luffy's power is going to have to be awakened, right? Like that's going to be like the big
Yes.
part of this. Like it's
Well, he just has to have really good hockey because Roger
Sure.
didn't have a devil fruit. Roger just had a metric ton of hockey.
sure.
Like like Shanks, his whole crew doesn't have a devil
But was
fruit.
like the
either on
dark,
it.
but was like the dark fruit a thing? Then,
Yeah.
even
All the fruits are just
True.
get passed on from.
that's true.
Like person to person. So as soon as one person dies, their fruit gets placed
That's
somewhere
true.
else.
That's true.
That's how fruits people
Yeah.
keep getting them. Like there was a
Sabo and
Gomi
everything.
user before Luffy.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's I'll find it and send it to you guys. But somebody did a really cool and it'll be until you guys catch up to this point to like the current where they are now. I'll send it to you because it's very much spoilers. But somebody did a really cool article about comparing One Piece and like My Hero, and like powers and things like that. And
That
how
sounds fun. Sounds fun to look
transfer
into.
is cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
It sounds fun to
But-
look into. I'd read that. I'd read that conversation. I'd like to have that conversation actually on the show. That sounds fun. Like talking about power structures and
Debates.
Yeah.
Um,
we could do a whole episode on hockey versus devil fruits, but
versus Key, because that would be fun too.
versus Key,
Versus Quirks.
versus Quarks,
I'm saying.
versus Jutsu and Chakra.
Yeah, man.
Versus Chakra versus
That sounds tight. That sounds like a really fun.
7
conversation.
Dragon Balls and the
versus the Seven. What were y'all's favorite fights before episode 500 and something?
I think. I mean, I always have appreciation for the crocodile fight.
Yeah.
And that's just because Luffy gets really tested,
Mhm.
and having to figure out like what he can do to survive, and
Having
like,
to use his blood to.
yeah, and like just be smart about like the fight. He can't just like go straight into it.
Yeah.
Guns ablazing. He's like, I can't really touch this dude unless I have water on me. So like that's pretty simple and figures it out. But the crocodile fight definitely got me more into the show because like you see some of his growth, and like you mentioned it to me before, and you're like you start to really see Luffy's growth through the Alabasta arc because he has
That's his first warlord that he takes down.
yeah, and so that fight.
And warlords.
I mean, like because like you're coming from the Arlong fight, and you see.
don't take all the fights.
I mean, but like I'm not saying that. Well, like you see the Arlong fight, and then you go to the crocodile fight. It's like okay, Arlong was something, but like he wasn't like that deep as far as like the warlords go. Crocodile like presents an actual challenge because he fights Crocodile like more than once, right? Like that part too. Like,
Crocodile
Hit him,
almost
burn
kills
himself.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Almost made him a donut.
He got lucky. He straight up got lucky.
Yeah.
Like it was, or he was highly favored in the universe, basically. Like you.
Oh, I got mine. Luffy versus God.
Bro,
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Luffy
yeah.
versus Slim Shady.
Yeah. No, but I mean, definitely that one. I mean, where like you got Slim Shady acting like, oh, I can defeat anybody because I can do anything I like, and then he never knows. He never knew what the rubber was, and until he fights Luffy, it was like, what the hell is rubber, and why can't I?
That's
affect
funny.
it?
Yeah.
And
Because
Luffy's
he's
like,
lightning. Because he is
oh,
lightning. Yeah.
It's like, oh crap, I lost. And yeah,
right.
so that was
That's
that was
right.
dope. That one, and then going back to the Arlong fight, Arlong versus Luffy, when like we pick up Nami, and
That shit was just fucking dope. Because I
He
mean,
puts
you got
the hat on when you put.
Yeah.
I'm
Hat on Nami.
So excited
Yeah,
to see
man.
Nami
He's like,
actually-
I got you, boo.
I
I
got
got
you.
you. I got you, boo boo.
the whole
No.
kick that like slammed down on Arlong, slamming all of Arlong Park down, and I was like, "Yep, this is
When you
this is
destroys
my
the map.
Zoro versus my boy, my
Octopus,
octopus man.
yeah.
Like that part was in the Arlong fight. Like that,
Yeah, it
that
was.
was super dope.
Yeah.
Because like they're having to protect Luffy, who's part underwater at this point, and like
Hold
they're like
his head
extract
up
his
above
head,
water.
so like so you can breathe, but like you're useless, but so you can breathe at least.
Someone
And
help get this
Zoro's
man
like
out.
fighting the octopus dude, and like that was tight.
Say Zoro versus Mr. One as well.
learn how to cut nothing."
We had to figure out how to cut steel.
Nothing.
And it was
Yeah,
like,
man.
if I can cut nothing,
I could cut steel.
that moment
He
when-
grazed the
when
palm tree,
When
and
he
then
when he closes the
Ching.
sword and just standing there, I was like, oh, what? Like, and it was very quick, but it felt like 10 years. Just like waiting to see like who's gonna
All the
throw up blood
fights,
first.
all the fights between the Straw Hats and the members of
Baruch works.
Baroque Works are so short,
Yes,
but they
no,
feel
it's
like they
so
take
good.
forever. Like Nami's
Nami's
fight,
fight's really
Nami's
good.
fight, and the first time you see her actually use the
weather stick,
the weather stick, yeah, whatever it's called.
the weather stick,
And that's
the party favors.
Well, I mean, that's like kind of the first time that you see her fighting acumen, right? Like you know that she's a great navigator and everything, but you
He's a
see,
great meteorologist. At
but
this
like
point, too.
that's a
the
fact.
James Spann of
He
the
also
anime
plays
universe.
Sanji and Bon Clay during that as well.
Sure, yeah.
They're just
Dude, Mr. 3 and like Zoro and Nami, Vivi getting stuck in the cake.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
with Miss Wednesday.
I think I do love the competition fight between the two pirate groups in the pre-time
Yeah.
skip. What's it called?
Oh.
The dude was like,
Foxy something.
yeah, the Foxy Pirates.
Yeah.
The Foxy Pirates.
that's fun.
That's all.
That- it
That's
was
another
fun.
moment
It
thing
was
because all the
honestly
laughs
fun.
and all the like voices of like all these other off the wall characters, like the giants from the prehistoric island.
Oh man.
I'd also say Blackbeard versus Magellan in Impel Down. It's very short,
Yeah, it is short.
but
Yeah.
Magellan's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Blackbeard." Magellan's like, "Okay,
Bye.
poison."
Bruh, the fight
Luffy
between
versus
Luffy and Magellan,
Magellan,
like
yeah.
how Luffy gets murked, like straight up, but it was
Luffy died. Luffy has died
Luffy
multiple
died.
times.
Yeah,
multiple times
bruh.
in the first half
Bruh,
of the
like
episode.
to see him come back
Luffy
to
is a cat.
life, and he's like, I need food. Yeah, no, that was good. Those were great.
Can we appreciate Oda being ahead of his time with the transgender island and the transgender women and the Impel Down? And that was just dope. And it was just like, that's funny. But also it was kind of funny watching basically Sanji running for 2 years. like moonwalking.
He had no
airwalk.
This is how he learns to airwalk. He's like, I can walk on air.
It's like, I'm tired of running horizontally. Let me try running vertically at this
Bro.
point.
Also, Luffy versus Bluno.
Yes. When he applies second gear
Gear
for the
two
first time.
for the first
Gear two
time.
for the first time and hits him with a bazooka.
Yeah.
Bluno just stands there. He's like,
He's like, all right, I'm it's gear 3.
I
Right.
love
He said
the
gear 3?
side effect for Gear 3 for like
him
months.
just being small.
So itty bitty, like it's super adorable.
All right, I'm back to normal.
I'm all about like the side effects for that one.
In the movie, I think it's Z. They joke about it. He's like,
Yeah.
This sucks.
It's like I'm over this.
It was funny because he does go from like gear 3, punch, and it was deflate. All right, I'm down here. We're gonna
Also,
fight.
Kaku versus Zoro, giraffe.
Yeah.
Why you know it's so square? It's not square.
When he turns his neck into a sword and they are like going at it, and I thought that was cool.
And like the battle with all of
CP9.
CP9 is just
Man,
top tier.
Yeah.
Just top
all the
tier.
way leading up. Well, not even leading up. Just like before the battle, just not Vivi, Robin. Her both are gonna lie that we all. Yeah, the most iconic line I think we all have from the first couple of episodes is "I don't want to die, I want to live."
It's my favorite moment.
I want to live.
It's my favorite moment pre-time skip.
Robin is an OG.
It's like
it's the lineup because you don't get Oda doesn't do a lot of Straw Hat lineups.
No.
See, we got the lineup with Vivi when they were leaving, and then we got the lineup on the lineup on Annie's lobby before Sniper King burns the flag.
Like one in Fishman Island, and then you don't get another one until episode 1000.
Jesus.
Because they're all apart for the rest.
They're
of
all
them.
apart, yeah.
Like they're just all scattered across the world.
Not as dramatically as they were pre-time skip.
Oh, I was about to say
with the crew.
No, like you get groups of 4.
Yeah.
Oh,
they'll go
okay.
up to do different things.
Like they've got mission A and
achieve
mission
a
B,
goal, and they're like, "We'll reunite in Wano."
and that's when it happens.
And they reunite in Wano.
Yeah, dude, they separate for a hot second, and it is sad because you're just like, I want them all.
We just got them back.
But it's perfect. No, it's perfect. it's
good.
perfectly well done because like Dressrosa is about to happen for you.
One day.
This is just a random little factoid. They've been together for 9 months.
That's what it is.
Total time 9 months.
That's what it is. No, well, 2 years and minus the two. They've been together.
Together, time has been 9 months.
Yeah.
And this is like from the beginning to right now.
Yeah.
The total time the entire time together has been 9 months.
Yeah. Over 20 years.
Over 25 years.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's worth mentioning.
I think it's cool. I think like Oda does these little like SBS things in the manga where he just answers questions and he draws the Straw Hats like 40 years down the line, like at age 40, at age 60.
Oh, fascinating.
And it's cool watching him, like his interpretations of what everybody's doing, and like
that's cool.
Like for the good timelines, and they're all like, "Man, I miss like he draws Usopp, and Usopp's like, man, I really miss them." And it's like it's cool because like you see the Roger Pirates all just kind of disperse,
right?
And so it's kind of cool to see that the Straw Hats do the same thing, and it's like they're all still alive in the good timeline, which is great.
Good, very good.
Like Chopper cures all disease. And it's like fantastic. You see, like they've all achieved their dreams.
I need Usopp just to be a writer and a storyteller.
I think Usopp's a narrator.
I think that's fair.
That makes sense.
I think it is like this is him telling the story like years down the line after.
I like that.
Telling it to either like the village that he goes back to his home village.
You're right. I like that theory a lot.
It's like his like grandkids.
Right.
Because
like he wasn't there for some of it, and like this was the fight. This is what happened.
This is like what happened. And they're like, "How do you know?" I was there.
I was there for all of it.
He's the greatest storyteller of all time. I mean,
every lie he's told has come true. Every single lie that he tells has come true.
He does become the captain of 50,000 men.
Captain of 50,000 men fights a sea serpent. Like, everything he says has come true.
Yeah.
So I think Usopp is like this.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool. Like at the end, we do see like an old Usopp.
That
like,
happens pre-time skip, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The commitment of the 50,000 men. That's pre-time skip, right?
No,
that's post-time skip.
Post-time skip.
Oh.
No, but it would be cool.
Barely post-time.
I know, right?
But it would be cool. Like
that's Dressrosa.
End of all One Piece. We get to like Usopp back on the island, and he's an old man, and it's like one of his grandsons was like, "Grandpa, you were never a pirate. I don't know what you're talking about." And you see like the Sonny just roll up with Luffy and everybody just sitting there. It's like,
Luffy just walks
"Oh, Usopp, where you coming?" It's like, "Yeah, Captain." It's like, "What?"
One of my favorite drawings.
Theme song plays.
He did a drawing of like a 6-year-old Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji just standing on top of the hill, just like looking down. And they're like, and the people were like, "It's the Straw Hats!" Like, oh no!
Oh my god!
And they're all just like up there, like, "Ooh, let's terrorize people!"
Oh my god!
But they're all like old, like
60 years old,
like a beard, and they're all just like, "Let's do it."
That's funny.
You see Zoro working on like 9 sword style.
I need him to tell me
crazy.
what Brooks gonna look like. Is he still alive? Is Brooks like
Brooks is a skeleton.
He's just still a skeleton.
It's just even more skeleton than he currently is.
He's
on his 18th tour.
I'll show you the
please
drawings.
do. Please
it's really, really cool. But it's like getting to see them like achieve their dreams, and like throughout this is really, really nice. That's cool. I think my favorite moment is how you know everybody's dream, and you're like, Luffy wants to be king of the pirates. And he's like, no, I just want my friends to eat.
Right.
He's like, I just want everybody to eat and have a good time.
I'm wanting for Sanji. I hope we get to see the
All blue.
The all blue.
I think so.
Like,
I don't think we get to spend very much time there.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be like a after the fact sort of like
Moment.
where are they now?
Sanji's
gonna be
at the
What
all
do you
blue.
mean? He made us all blue. He saw the mermaids for the first time on Fish Man Island.
I mean, that was
This is my all blue.
that was a moment for him.
yeah.
That man died.
Boy, like,
He got that blood transfusion.
bro.
This is my all blue.
Bro, he just couldn't stop, like, with the nosebleeds. It was ridiculous.
I'm glad that nosebleeds actually had repercussions in an anime.
Yes.
For one.
Jeez, man.
Well, the rate at which they've occurred.
Chopper was just like, if he keeps doing this, he's gonna die. It's like, oh man, we don't need that. But I feel like we can go on and on.
I feel like we can go on and on.
We can go on.
Maybe
1,000
we can.
episodes
This
worth.
is 1,050 some chapters right now.
Shit.
He said 3 years.
But what we're gonna do now is take a quick break and then we'll be right back with the weekly blurb. Be right back, guys.
It's time for the weekly blurb.
So everybody, have mercy.
Different Eminem song.
I know.
It's the one he wanted to sing.
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on beat.
Are you recording? Oh, cool. I wasn't sure if we were doing it. But welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Woo, it's time for the weekly blurb.
Where we talk about hashtag all the things.
all things.
Whose turn is it?
Turn it.
It's been a while, so I don't know if we like.
It's been 2 weeks.
I think we can reshuffle.
We can reshuffle. All right.
Rock, paper, scissors. First one to win.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. Gotcha.
I'm first. Or
Oh,
first.
I think I won. So I go
Okay.
first.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay.
that. So okay. Well,
Mine is more appropriate to end though.
yeah, because I mean, yours is like much more relevant anyway, and I kind of want to just like tell everybody about what I've been doing.
What you been doing, Jay?
Bro, I've been watching Doctor Who
Why have you been watching Doctor Who?
because my girlfriend told me to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, my girlfriend told me to. She's like,
Yeah, I did. Well, we
got a fourth Whovian in the building now.
I'm a long-standing Whovian. I've been watching it. Well, I watched it live. I stopped watching after Matt Smith.
What were the new names? Like they redid Whovian. It wasn't the fan name wasn't Whovian at one point.
I feel like you
It's
can't.
always been who.
It's
It always has been Whovian, but like there was at one point where it was like it was kind of millennials, but also like Gen Z. They wanted to rename it when Doctor Who was like popular in like the late like
2000s.
like 2018, 2019. Doctor Who got popular and relevant again, and they renamed it to
wasn't watching
something
it.
I
else.
wasn't either.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like Hoovers or something like that. It was something weird. And I was like, it's Hoovians.
That's a little. There's some innuendo there, bro.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. They said it was another name, and I was like, STFU.
I mean,
it's
you can't
Whovians.
really call them like the Who's because like that's Dr. Seuss.
But that's
No,
also a
that's
band.
the band. The Who's.
The Who?
Well, I know who the Who
And
is,
the Who's.
and do they call their band like Click the Who?
Or the-
I don't know if
Brothers.
fans identify as the Who's, but that'd be a good name for them.
Woo.
Alright.
The Owls.
Anyway, what arc are you on?
Well, I've now seen 2 doctors. I am on David Tennant's Doctor.
Yee.
I have been through 3 companions: Rose Tyler, Martha, and Donna. So
Shout out Martha.
Woo.
Shout out.
I love Martha after she's a companion. Because I don't like how they wrote her as a companion. I felt like it was very much trying to
Her
be.
first season as the companion, yes.
Yeah, like it was. I'm like, you're trying to be Rose, like, and you're clearly like
Rebound.
clearly a rebound.
Absolutely. Right.
And I'm like, this is. I feel like the worst way we could have used a black female companion. I'll be honest.
Especially
I'm
the
like,
first one.
I think it could have been
It
worse.
could
I
have
mean, it could have been, but
It could
like,
have been worse.
sure, especially because of the time, right? Like, I'm thinking about that, but like in today's context, I'm like, yeah, it's still pretty freaking bad. But I love how Martha has progressed. I've really have enjoyed So I kind of want to just talk about the journey and like how I've gotten to really appreciate the two different doctors that I've.
How'd you feel about Malekith being the doctor?
He didn't have enough heart, bro. Like, and David Tennant has enough heart. Like,
There's a whole like story and lore
He
about
got
David
one
Tennant.
season, and they
He
did
did.
him real dirty,
Yeah.
And he didn't like it.
and he did not
left.
have a good time.
Really?
Yeah.
He was also like, I can be in movies, and then he went to go see Thor: The Dark World, and it was like, ooh. Yeah.
Also
He was
did not-
Malekith, the Dark Elf.
That was
Wow.
way later though.
It was later enough, but it was just like when people were watching it, like a lot of people were
I
watching
watched
when
it.
it
I started
popular.
watching Doctor Who like around the same time that Thor: The Dark
Thor-
World
yeah.
came out.
Okay.
So
That was in 2005.
I didn't start watching until like well into like the first episode of Doctor Who I saw was one of Matt Smith's Christmas episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
I'm coming up on Matt Smith's Doctor
We are
Doctor,
nearing
right?
the
Like,
end of season 4 into the specials of
yeah.
season
So
4.
like I'm watching
those specials were good
They're
too.
and they lead into
It was like the time of the
apparently
Doctor,
they
they
do
have
it-
Doctor all of those.
because like
Yeah.
David Tennant or Doctor
Art.
just got shot by a Dalek in the war, and he's regenerating. So we just finished that
You're at a
episode.
real big cliffhanger.
Real big cliffhanger, and so I'm gonna come back and watch the specials, and then I'm gonna
Exterminate.
yeah, man.
Exterminate.
But I've really just gotten to appreciate like the storytelling, and like
Plunger.
Miriam like got me into watching it because she's like, you want good long-term live action storytelling, this is it, and I'm like, yes, this is
Yeah.
everything.
Like
No.
60 years of content.
Yeah.
Sure, right.
Over
but-
60 years.
Well,
of
we're not
content?
watching the OG.
Yeah.
We're not
OG,
watching.
some of the OG episodes are fun though.
They are. The OG was fun for what it was at the
For what it
time.
was.
And I mean, I'll go back and
Especially the
rewatch
later
like
of the
I'll
OG.
go because like it's in black and white and stuff like that.
Well,
right?
not
Like-
the later of the later, but the later of the
Like
early, but
6 through 8 are in
in
color.
color, yeah.
Okay.
But like, 70s colors. So
Cool.
it's-
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
But
I
also,
still
like, I think it's like it's either 4 or 5 or 6. They're actually the father-in-law of David Tennant.
Tenet, yeah.
It's a whole.
Yeah. He makes
Oh,
a couple
wow.
of reappearances
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah, in
That's
the
it.
next season.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
It's
Well, like, there's a lot of
cool,
moments-
Like, it's like, oh, look
Well,
at this
and-
old man.
Well, like there's
I
a
can
lot of
see him
moments that
now
like
when
I
he's
feel
old.
like
God, it's
that
an
they
old
did that for
doctor.
the show. Like
Well,
they
they're
brought back all of
currently-
the OG cast members in different
What's
ways.
great is they're currently filming the 50th anniversary special.
Right.
Bring it back.
Which
Oh,
is literally they're bringing, and it's like every day they're announcing like somebody else who's coming back.
This isn't 50 because 50 we were. In
that was Day of the Doctor, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that was a
That was
this
Day of the
is
Doctor.
the
This is
the
like-
60th. It's the
yeah,
60th. It's
yeah.
the 60th anniversary.
I saw Day of the Doctor in theaters.
Yeah.
I wish
That was
saw it in theaters, man.
That was a great time. It was like after it premiered. Like I watched it at home when it premiered. But
I watched it on my tablet at one of my old jobs, and I was still just like.
I'm
dear
liking
God,
that we're
this
bringing
is
back. What's the companion from the previous Doctor?
Sarah Jane.
Yeah, Sarah Jane. Like I'm getting to know her. And a
She had
lot.
a whole show.
She did a spinoff show.
with the dog.
Oh, with the dog. Oh,
Yeah, when we were watching the first time she showed up, I told you that.
you did.
Talk about a backdoor pilot.
But pour one out for Alfie, man. He just passed away recently.
Yeah, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, and I'm like, these episodes
He's
that I'm
in
in
it
right now
now,
are like
yeah.
super heavy him.
Yeah.
Like he's very much like a part of the conversation because like he's Donna's grandfather.
Granddad.
Yeah, and so.
I had a TARDIS onesie. There was a time.
I had
Oh, that's
it.
dope. That's dope.
Ainsley has it now, but like yeah, I was a hoovy in. Like
I mean, I'm in it, man.
I'm
Like
still
I have
trying to find me a
I,
screwdriver. What you mean?
I have
What's the
full on like I have
personality?
cried like in a couple episodes. Like I'm like invested in the character
I was
development.
so happy
here.
that I had like my mom got me a tweed jacket, and I was like, oh my god, this is dope. And
I
it,
had,
like,
the
wasn't even for the
phone
Doctor Who
case.
stuff.
My background was like on my phone.
What's the TARDIS?
Was it and the password was like Bad Wolf. It was a whole thing.
Wow,
This
wow,
was
we
in
went
middle
deep.
school. In middle, yeah.
There's a picture of Ansley and I from one of the Pi-Fi parties as the TARDIS and the Ninth Doctor.
Nice.
I'm just
She took
convinced
my screwdriver because I would just.
that if I had
Make
gotten
sounds.
this, I never would have watched Power Rangers, like at all. Like I really do envy the fact that Miriam watched Doctor Who as a child, right? Like getting to watch this really great and wholesome TV show with some awesome like characters, and it's in a continuity. It's like manner. It's not episodic. Like
The face of Bo.
When you find out
That reveal-
Harkness
that
is all
reveal!
about the face of Bo.
and they make it so quick. They're like, yeah, they call me Face of Bo. I'm like,
Wait a minute!
What?
Wait a minute!
You should watch the videos of them like talking about the first time that they read that.
Yeah.
And how,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
John Barrowman hadn't read the script yet, but David Tennant read it first because he's, that.
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
good.
actor.
Yeah.
And like Randy's like, "Did you read it?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "Read it right now." It
Dang.
was
That's
cool.
dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my journey. I'm on it. So
Get
we're
ready to cry some more.
going.
Yup.
into season- I'm invested.
Van Gogh, baby.
I'm invested, bro. Like I'm fully
Best
invested in this journey.
television episode ever
So I'll
of
be
any
happy
TV
to
show.
once I hit some more milestones, I'll be happy to bring it back to you and let you know what's going on.
For sure. I remember I stopped watching after Matt Smith.
Me too.
Same.
Me too.
I watched like 5 episodes of Capaldi and then I just kind of
Because Matt Smith
trailed off.
he regenerated 2014, like Christmas 2014.
Yeah.
I was like, that was after my freshman year. That was like halfway through freshman year, and was just going through it, and then like watching that Christmas
That hit.
I watched it
different.
alone in my dorm.
And I sat in my basement and sobbed. I wept. It was.
I feel that. I feel
so
you.
sad.
I feel you.
He was the first doctor that. This is really ranty, but he was the first doctor that I encountered because all of my friends at the time were watching it, and I didn't. They're like, "You should watch it," and I was like, "Fine." And so I found it on BBC America, and it was one of his episodes, and I was like, "This is interesting." And then I found it on Netflix and started from there. And I was like, "This." Is
Like the best appreciation I have right now for it is like the CGI effects that have just like endlessly gotten better.
Yes.
But at the time, we're also on the cutting edge, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, that is my man. It gets me hype. It
Did
gets
you
me.
enjoy Blink?
Yeah.
Don't
The
blink.
Weeping Angels.
Oh.
The Weeping Angels.
Had me messed up, bro. Like had me all the way messed up.
Sally
Man.
Sparrow.
Sally Sparrow, man.
Them freaking Weeping Angels,
No,
man.
that episode is gut like
Ooh.
chilling.
Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah, it
hate
is.
it.
Yeah, it is.
That,
It's eerie. And like then they siege and like how he beats them. Like that's what gets me. It's like, oh, they're all
What about the
looking at each
Ooh?
other.
Look past the Easter
I
eggs.
started
The
watching
Ood, man. The
Junior
Ood are man. That's heavy.
That episode
The
is
Ood is so
singing,
sad. Like
the,
it's
the singing.
yeah, that one was heavy. Season 4 is just heavy. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's really getting
Because
into
somebody
a lot
knows
of
that they're
it.
saying goodbye and that they don't want to say goodbye, and you'll see once it gets to that last episode before he says goodbye.
Okay.
I love how Matt Smith is my favorite doctor, but one of my favorite moments is when they're like, David Tennant's about to regenerate, and he just regenerates into himself.
Yep.
They're like, just kidding.
Hey,
Oh, that's happened.
Yes.
Oh, rip. Just kidding.
That's where he's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what y'all
What?
talking about. I missed it.
Never mind.
There's a fun theory though, but not really a theory, and this is close your ears.
You can't listen
This is
to your
my
own
weekly
podcast.
blurb. You can do it on your own time. Wait,
so
no,
no. So y'all know the I mean, you know his catchphrase, his current catchphrase.
LOZ.
Yeah. Don't say his last name, but what's his last name? Mm-hmm. And what's Allons in French? Let's go.
I know.
Yeah.
I knew that, Mark. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. You done?
I can't bring nothing around.
This is why you,
with
this
y'all,
is why you
y'all.
can't talk to them about it. We have to keep it secret.
Can't take nothing to y'all.
Sorry.
I haven't I've been so good about just letting him watch it.
Yeah,
John
but he
Barrowman
don't know.
is
He
my
don't know what
personality
we said.
for a bit, so I apologize for getting
No, it's okay.
overzealous.
It's okay.
But you don't know what was said.
No.
Anywho.
I kept my secrets.
LOL. Anywho, moving on.
Anywho. Punny.
Now we're
My
about
turn.
to,
Are
have
you-
to catch up. We're about to get a black gay doctor.
I
We're
know.
about to
That's
get
why
back-
I'm watching it with him.
Yeah,
Oh,
I need to
so
catch up too.
much.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this.
Who's actually a doctor too. Like he has his doctorate.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
he was the actor. He was on sex education.
Yeah, he's got his doctorate. And,
Does he really?
Yeah, he has his doctorate in like fine arts or acting. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out education.
Looking it up.
Shout out education. Please hold while we research.
I will
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
I was watching Sex Education like the day that they announced that he was going to be the new doctor, and his very bad moment in this newest season.
Yeah.
After what's his name
Oh,
doesn't say I
yeah,
love
yeah,
you. He's
yeah.
he's like that is bad, very very bad. I was like, he's gonna be
He's
a
gonna be a
great
good doctor.
doctor.
I know.
He's an honorary doctorate.
That's the doctorate.
Yeah,
Still a doctorate.
yeah.
Awarded honorary doctorate because. Hold on. Cold box.
An honorary doctorate is like saying I played in the NBA because I played basketball in Phillips Arena one time.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, Sagawa was awarded an honorary doctorate degree from his old drama school, the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland.
I mean something. I don't care what y'all say.
I don't have one, so I'm not gonna say shit.
Means
I'm gonna
something.
talk shit because I don't have one.
Also, same.
Yeah. Give me an honorary doctorate and I'll be like, yeah, it's a real doctorate.
Right.
You need my bachelor.
Exactly. I bet you be saying it's a real doctorate.
I just don't got one, so I'm gonna be a hater
Same.
till I get it.
Jeremy, what's
Give
your
me my doctorate.
weekly blurb?
Yeah, I'm just kind
Make
of.
it quick.
Would you like to go last? Because I have one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so we watched this movie called Incantation.
I'm done. Nope.
It's on Netflix.
Nope.
It's a Taiwanese dubbed film.
Nope.
It is for those who really like a horror movie. It is
They
chilling.
say it's horror movie for the
I'm-
horror movie watcher.
Like when I was finished with it, I was like, oh, but I haven't stopped thinking about it. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's good. Because I'm still thinking
I'm
about
not
it.
gonna watch that.
Nope.
movie.
You don't need to. It's okay.
Nope.
I'm not gonna make you. But it
I'll
yeah,
blame
it was
I'm a little
bone
bitch.
chilling.
I'm not doing that.
That's okay. My other blurb is, have y'all fucking looked at the Keebler Elf lately?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
As we all get on our phones currently.
I was at my parents' house yesterday, and my mom has a box of, you know, those cookies, the zebra cookies with the whatever. And I'm
Right,
like,
by Keebler.
a Keebler. What the fuck did they do to the Keebler Elf?
Hey, this is the NSFW episode.
Well, what the bleep did they do to the Keebler Elf? Because
It made him 3D.
he looks.
This is up there with Chuck E. Cheese getting
I
designed.
agree.
This is bad.
And that's the OG, right?
Yeah. He was
so cute.
And that's what it is now.
And now he looks.
Scared. Oh, no, you know
Oh,
what he looks like?
no, he got some hoes.
I was like, he looks like. You remember like those old like Rudolph claymation?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
But
It
they
looks
look
like
like-
they tried to do
They
that.
look like in 2008.
Except with a computer, right?
It
Like,
looks like
yeah.
in 2008 they decided to redo Rudolph, and he's one of the characters.
No,
because,
you know, it's the Smurfs live action, the first
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh.
I forgot we got live action Smurfs.
Yeah, we got two of them.
I didn't hate it.
I enjoyed it,
I saw
but
the
we got
trailer
it.
and did not watch it. But anyway, R.I.P. the original, the older Keebler Elf, because the new one is
He got
just...
hoes.
I'm just shook they haven't burned out that tree.
Ryan, do you have a...
A weekly blurb?
Yeah.
No, we talked about One Piece today. I'm good.
He's had his fill.
And now, Jeremy, last but not least.
It's very dark.
It looks like y'all are Rule 34 and over there.
No.
I don't like it.
That's
Yep.
what it should be.
God.
Bernie Sanders meets Kiva Elf.
What
That's
you...
not Bernie Sanders. That is Jeff Sessions.
That's Jeff
It is Jeff
Sessions.
Sessions.
It is Jeff Sessions. Yep.
Show the camera again.
Racist Kiva Elf. That was literally the title.
Yeah, that is Jeff Sessions.
He does look like a keyboard.
Oh, that's...
He does. He does, in fact, look like a keyboard.
Woo!
Ugh.
All right, let's not hold off from the inevitable because something made us all cry this past 8 days. And that was one trailer that came from San Diego Comic-Con. First of all, San Diego Comic-Con came through with the Marvel at San Diego Comic-Con came through
with the come through.
coming from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania trailer. Those
Oh,
trailers.
I missed that one. I'm going to check that one out.
But, no, they haven't put it on YouTube yet.
Oh.
It's been leaked.
Not well, kind of, but like not really.
All
But
right.
we do see like
Oh, wait.
apparently the main villain in that is going to be MODOK.
Cool.
Live action MODOK, which is also theorized is going to be Darren Cross from the first movie, and that he got his head like really big from being in the quantum realm for so long.
Oh my gosh.
And so his head's going to be big, but his body's going to be normal. And that's how they're going to put him in a suit. That's a theory.
Okay.
And I'll be excited to see that.
All right.
But also,
I need. Alright, this is just a side note. I want Scott Lang to die.
I feel like that's going to have to happen because it's the kickoff of Phase 5. So I feel like that's
I
going to have to be.
think, I think Scott Lang's got to, because we'll all be really sad if they kill Paul Rudd, you
Right.
know? And I feel like that'll just be the easiest way for them to get
I mean, and
emotional investment
buy-in.
in Kang as a villain. As
Yeah, and I mean that's literally
Embraces Ant-Man.
at the end of the leaked trailer that we see from Comic-Con. It's Kang, like we do see Kang is not in his full makeup yet,
Right.
but he says, "Have I killed you yet?" And then it just ends, and the trailer ends. So
Damn, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors is about.
Oh, he's about. Ooh, we're gonna get a
Shit.
masterclass of villainy from
I-
this
I-
man.
It's gonna be
excited for
insane.
him.
It's
I've
gonna
not
be
been this
really-
hype about a villain
gonna be really
since
good.
Ultron.
And the thing is, we're
that
gonna see
scares me.
we're gonna see so many versions.
be
But we're gonna
good,
see so
man.
many versions of Jonathan
so
Majors
good.
as Kane.
It's gonna
It's
be
going
so
to be
good.
It's gonna
interesting.
be great.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
So there was
can't-
those.
They can't. They just have to do it right. 'Cause
Yeah.
They wasted Ultron. And
Yeah.
that hurt me.
I mean, we
I
can
know,
do an
so-
episode where we just kind of rebuild the MCU and from there, because I would like to see a. They should have done a whole like.
Can we do an episode where we
Yeah,
get to
because
rewrite the
they
MCU
should
from the
have because they
beginning?
should have done
I
like a
would
whole
love
like
We'll have to prepare. I'll
yeah,
prepare for
it'll be
that
a whole
one.
preparation, but like just a quick sidebar, like they should have done a whole like 5-episode arc of Ultron being the big bad before he got higher ups. But yes,
Well,
Well,
I'll save it, but I
yeah.
have a ooh.
Okay.
Ultron is my favorite.
You have a
Marvel
rant.
villain.
I know you have a rant.
But,
I mean, he's my favorite villain. He's
Yeah.
it's incredible what they could have done. Especially they could still do, especially them bringing in the Fantastic Four and things like that. So
yeah, true. But obviously we got that was the leak trailer from Aaron and Wascana Mania from Guardians of the Galaxy. What I heard from there was that it's going to be their swan song. It's their last. This is the last time that we're going to see this team as the Guardians.
Okay.
It was a very emotional trailer. Apparently, it's going to be focused on Rocket Raccoon and like basically how he became Rocket Raccoon. And
Aww.
yeah, and the main
That's
villain
sad.
of it is going to be the High Revolutionary, who's the person who created Rocket Raccoon, played by the black guy from Peacemaker.
Okay.
If y'all remember him, he had like the very monotone voice and was kind of deadpan the whole time.
Yeah.
he could be
The agent.
Yeah, the butterfly. Yeah,
Yeah.
He got the butterfly towards the end. But he's complete opposite of that because he actually showed up to Comic-Con as the High Evolutionary and it was hilarious. And he was just like outlandish out there, and it was the complete opposite of what he was in Peacemaker. And it's like, okay, this is going to be something that's special. There's a look of Will Poulter as Adam Warlock.
Space Jesus.
Yeah, and he currently looks like Space Jesus without
Okay.
like any prosthetics right now. 'Cause
Right.
dude is looking toit. But that's pretty much it for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. There was that. There was Ant-Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy. They announced plot points and places for Phase 5 and Phase 6. We're getting 2 Avengers movies in 1 year.
Right.
We're getting Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. Yeah, and that's in the same year. So that's
Dang.
It's been a while since
The
we've gotten
Shang-Chi
2 in a
director
year.
has directed one of them.
yeah, Shang-Chi Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Which is,
It's gonna
ooh.
be good.
It's gonna be insane.
I mean, if y'all like Shang-Chi, then y'all gonna love Avengers. Oh man, but
It's also
What-
closer than I feel like everybody realized.
it's almost the end of 2022, and this is coming out in like 2025.
We are halfway
We
through
are
2022.
close.
Yeah,
It's gonna go by like real quick.
but what we all came to hear is the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer that
Bro.
has dropped and leaked. Not even leaked. It dropped after it premiered in San Diego Comic-Con. And when
Marvel's
I say
like, hold my beer.
basically, it's like, hey, y'all thought y'all was gonna cry from Guardians of the Galaxy. Wait till you see this trailer. We see the trailer of Wakanda Forever. I'm pretty sure everybody and their mama, like I can say my mama cried and I showed it to her in the car. And that was it.
I mean, it's just a wonderful homage and a wonderful, just like
It's going to be a celebration of life for T'Challa
Genuinely,
and
yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. It's going to be
Yeah.
a passing of the torch for Black Panther because we see at the end of the trailer that someone's in that suit. We just don't know who it
it's
is
gonna be a
yet.
new mantle.
We're going to see who it is. We got to see Namor the Submariner for the first time, who's also considered a mutant. What else do we get? I mean, the trailer is just like the trailer barely even touches on the story.
Not at all. Like I mean,
Not
like
even-
it
you don't know.
just-
We don't know what the story's going to be except that
You
Wakanda's
know
gonna
that
be
something has
drowned.
happened. Like
Yeah,
you know that
Wakanda's
something
gonna
sad
drown.
has really happened.
Yes. So, yeah. And I'm not. We all wearing white.
I'm not
theater.
prepared,
I'm
bro.
not
Like,
even.
I have no.
I cried during the first one, and there wasn't even anything sad.
Right.
Right.
Nah,
They had me waking up this morning like wanting to watch Black Panther over again. So I put it on and I'm like, damn, Chadwick. Like,
why you had to act so good? Why? But yeah, that's my San Diego Comic-Con recap of the weekly blurb, and we appreciate you guys for listening to this long and drawn out episode of One Piece and San Diego Comic-Con and Doctor Who and all of the fandoms and whatnots and who's it's and all of the things. Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, but where can the people find us, Jay?
Yeah. So you can find. Yo, I had to prepare.
Came in with like Uzi, yeah.
If you are on Facebook and Instagram, you can find us at Blurred Survival Guide. If you are on TikTok and Twitter, you can find us at Blurred Guide. You can also follow us on YouTube, and you can get with us on Redbubble. We also have a Twitch at Blurred Survival Guide.
Type in Blurred Survival Guide on Google, and you'll find all.
We are the
good
first
stuff.
thing. You can find us on our personals at Blurred Activists.
And at that dancing blurred, and other than that,
Keep surviving, everybody.
Listen to the theme song.
Oh yeah! Blurred Survival Guide Season 3, baby.
At Blurred Activists.
At that dancing blurred. We are back for another season of fun and love and all the things. Let's go. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. We got everything you need. Jeremy and Jay, a hell of a team. Comics, news, and everything in between. Birmingham, we own the scene. Come on and let's have a blast with the Black Nerds and the Black Podcast. This is a guide to help you last. We got some topics to unmask. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Welcome back to the Blurred Survival Guide. Chill with us, enjoy the ride. Perfect way to spend your time. 3, 2, 1, we going live. Appreciate you, Nick, for creating the beat and the lyrics and helping us out, buddy. Another Marbury production.
Shout out Marbury.
Thank you for your service.